The Secret Service has the difficult job of keeping our country's leaders safe 24/7, but this is just one of their many tasks, and sometimes they might mess up. Here are 23 things the Secret Service don't want you to know.
American Eye here, bringing to you more crazy stuff. Get pumped up.
Number 23. Address unknown. The Secret Service has secret headquarters located somewhere close to the White House. Some reports suggest that it's a 9-story gray building on H Street in Washington, D.C., and that it's home to loads of secrets. It's apparently the only building without a trash can in the front for security reasons, and could house many underground tunnels and links to other buildings, which we will never ever know about. It's home to armories, a joint operations center, a Silver Star Cafe, and hundreds of agents. This was where they hid the First Lady after 9/11. Number 22. The secret is out. Even Secret Service agents need to have a little fun every now and then, right? Perhaps. But while on duty? Well, that's a definite no-no. Several agents were on a trip to Colombia for a conference of the Americas when a few agents decided to partake in the local nightlife. And by nightlife, we don't really mean clubbing. A few of them were even on duty when it happened, and they were all busted and dealt with. Number 21. Armed and dangerous. The only people meant to be armed and dangerous are the Secret Service, not a random person riding an elevator with former President Barack Obama. It was during a visit for the Center of Diseases and Prevention in Atlanta when it was discovered that a security guard for the CDC was acting unprofessionally in the elevator, even taking pictures of the president with his phone, and he was carrying a gun. They also found out that the man had a criminal record, and he subsequently lost his job. Number 20. Imperfect timing. We already touched on why the Secret Service started in the first place, but you may not be aware of this, the fact that on the day Abraham Lincoln signed the papers for the Secret Service, he was actually assassinated. Number 19. Babysitters with guns. It's the job of the Secret Service to be with the president 24/7. Whether he's going to the doctor, playing golf with friends, or even going to the bathroom, there they are, watching, always watching. As has been said, security is far more important than privacy. Number 18. Best forgotten. This is one incident that the Secret Service wishes we could just forget about, but with the help of the internet, it's not going to happen anytime soon. In August of 2014, Omar Gonzalez managed to jump over the White House fence and run quite a distance towards the White House. He was armed, and his intentions were meant to cause some damage. The fact that he managed to get so close is still a huge embarrassment to the Secret Service. Number 17. The secret is out. In 2015, George Ogilvy and Mark Connolly brought huge shame to the Secret Service when they crashed a government vehicle into a barrier at the White House while under the influence of alcohol. The pair had spent roughly $150 at a bar, although they claimed they didn't drink all that booze, and they drove back to the White House. Connolly retired and Ogilvy went on administrative leave. The entire incident opened a can of worms as other agents threatened to leak private information about the investigator of the incident in retaliation to the injustice served to the two agents. Turns out that the investigator had tried to join the Secret Service in 2003 and wasn't successful. Maybe he was jelly? Number 16. Good to know. Not so much a secret, but just a quickie to add. The Secret Service has never housed a traitor. The FBI, the CIA, the NSA have seen foreign spies infiltrate their services, but to date, the Secret Service remains squeaky clean. Number 15. Meet and greet. Even if it's not your intention to really do any harm towards the president, just by saying the words and having the Secret Service find out about it could get you psychoanalyzed big time. It's up to them to decide if they're just going to issue you a warning, get you committed psychiatric evaluation, or even charged. It's not really worth it, is it? Number 14. Use protection. The Secret Service's main priority would be to protect the president, but their duties don't stop there. They are also there to protect the vice president, the first lady, even former presidents, and their children till the age of 16. Interesting to note, even presidential candidates get protection starting 120 days before the election. Number 13. Mistakes happen. Sure, but they really shouldn't happen when you're in the Secret Service. In 2011, a maid working in the White House discovered a broken window and several pieces of broken glass and cement on the floor. She reported it to the FBI, who found that 7 shots had been fired at the building. Number 7. Train insane. It's a wonderful accolade to make it into the Secret Service, and you can only imagine the grueling interviews, background checks, and tests that one goes through before making it into the service. Once you've made it in, there is no rest at all. Every 8 weeks, agents go on a mandatory refresher course and are continuously taught new skills. Before agents begin working for the Secret Service, they complete a 10-week program in Georgia, followed by a 17-week course in Washington. One of the skills they learn is to jump in and out of moving vehicles. They also have to excel in financial fraud detection detection and intelligence techniques. Number 11. More than the eye sees. Secret Service agents deal with nearly 1,500 presidential threats each year, and on top of that, they also need to investigate credit fraud, computer fraud, counterfeiting, financial crimes, and identity theft. There are 3,200 agents and 1,300 ununiformed officers who protect the White House, the Treasury Building, and foreign diplomatic missions in Washington. Number 10. Smile, you're on camera. Secret Service agents film pretty much everything when it comes to the president. In 1963, when John F. Kennedy was assassinated, Abraham Zapruder was watching the procession and filming it on his personal recorder. The information that came on that film was invaluable, and since then, the presidents have always been filmed. Not too long, President Trump had something thrown at him at Mar-a-Lago, and thanks to the video footage, they managed to catch the guy who threw it. Number 9. Blood is thicker than water. Everywhere the president goes, so does his blood. If there is a need for a blood transfusion, there are agents properly trained to do so. They will also be familiar with the hospital's emergency staff should the need arise to take the president there. Number 8. Hot air. Jackie Kennedy will be remembered for her pure class, but what you may not know is that she used to be a secret smoker. The only way that she could get cigarettes without anyone knowing about it was to bum them off the Secret Service agents. Number 7. Part of the fleet. It wasn't until 1901 that better precautions were taken to protect the U.S. presidents. It was that year that William McKinley was assassinated by Leon Czolgosz. Although better measures were taken to protect the presidents, they weren't always foolproof. President Kennedy was shot and killed in 1968, and as we mentioned earlier, there was civilian footage which helped the investigations a lot. Since then, a death car has been added to the presidential fleet. This car is on constant watch and films every procession the president rides in. Number 6. Don't send chocolates. If you're wanting to send the president a little gift, don't even bother with chocolates. They're never eaten. The president's food is under constant surveillance. The Secret Service is in charge of overseeing all the meals prepared for the president. Losing a president through poisoning is definitely not a great way to go. When he travels, Navy stewards join him to prepare his meals, and even photo ops including food, the food is left untouched. It's not all bad though, because at least deep dish pizza cravings can be satisfied. They send it to a nearby address and then it's taken straight to the president. Number 5. Room with a view. One would assume that if the president was staying in your hotel, everyone would be pretty excited. However, it's the exact opposite. The hotels have to go through an extensive background check, which takes a lot of the hotel's time. Then, once the president is inside safely, several floors remain empty as guests are forbidden to enter those areas. It all sounds quite acceptable, but surely the hotels are compensated for their loss of revenue when the president stays in their hotel, right? One would only hope so. Number 4. Jot it down. If you're ever planning on sending a threatening or troubling handwritten note to the president, here's a very good reason for you to refrain. The Secret Service works closely with ink manufacturers. Each and every pen contains ink, and that ink contains certain markers that can assist the agency in tracking people down, or at the very least, the area where they're from. The ink will lead them into the country where the pen is sold, what brand, and even the exact store in certain cases. Number 3. Taking the job a little too seriously. This doesn't put one at ease, but it's been said that Secret Service agents haven't actually sworn to lose their lives in order for the president to survive. So although they probably would take a bullet for him, they probably don't have to. They won't be put behind bars for not doing it. It would probably be best for them to leave as a hero on this earth than having the stigma with you for the rest of your life, knowing that you didn't try to save the life of the president. Number 2. Learning new skills. As we've learned before, the Secret Service are always at the president's side, so that means whatever the president does, so does the agent. If the president is riding a horse, you can guarantee the Secret Service agents are riding the horse. If the president is playing golf, the agents are playing golf, and if the president is going for a run, you better don your running shoes. Number 1. Bang bang. When Secret Service agents do their training, they're shot with fake bullets. The reason they do that is so that the agents get a feel of the impact of the shot, and also know exactly where they've been hit, or know where they've connected with their target. It hurts, but it's the best way to receive proper training.
The government is watching your every move, so piss them off by watching this video. See you there.